Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak, Flying with the Foam, and pretty much a lot of other things that I got to talk about here for this very moment. So, I might as well just get started by saying that I still have quite a ways to go. But each and every day I tend to go by, and it seems to me that I might get this done faster than I could pretty much count on my own terms. But that's mostly just for the production right here. It's only been going at it for about 2 full months now, and I could probably spend just a couple more weeks getting some other episodes prepared at the same time that I'm going to be working on the remainder of Flying with the Foam. But I'm going to try and hold my thought on that part because I still do have a lot of others here that I'm going to be talking about for quite a while now. And number 658 is what's next. And another really small blaster is certainly what's next. But this is certainly not just any of the other smaller blasters right here. And I can mostly say that because, well, first of all, it looks not much like many other blasters out there in the market. But this is still a blaster that is commonly sold almost everywhere. You could probably go a quarter mile without finding one of these, and that would almost be like thinking that you might go out on a limb to find a Camaro, yet you'd see a ton of them all over the place, regardless of how old or new they are. And the Nanofire itself is not a very new blaster, but it's also not a very old blaster. I could say this because this blaster actually does take the same exact sort of design as a Dartag 2.0 blaster called the Stinger. And there was a blaster from the Alpha Strike series that was also called the Stinger, but yet I had it changed to Spinneret. And you can see my episode for that, which I did not too long ago. I uploaded it not too long ago, but this one right here is certainly no Stinger in comparison. This is an elite blaster. Yeah. And as a result, I will say for sure that, well, first of all, it may bear the design of the Jolt EX1 from the N-Strike series, as well as various other blasters that happen to utilize this exact sort of functionality and design, pretty much. And of course, it's really small pocket size in a way. It's certainly quite a story to tell. But this blaster also does feature itself a couple holes here for dart storage. Now, the way I'm holding it right now is Drax's little patented Electrostorm sort of, I guess, grip. There was a video that Drax once made many years ago on a blaster from the Super Soakers lineup called the Electrostorm. And this is pretty much how Drax held it because of how large the hands were. So, yeah, this is normally how you'd hold it, but it's not very feasible for me. So, I kind of just do it like this. I should also note that there was a point in Nerf Secret Revealed Aftersaught where I accidentally shot the round out of it and it flew out there towards the yard while I was trying to demonstrate its twirlability. Yeah. That's something that I happen to try and do every now and then just to show how good it can be done. If you're playing something like a Wild West shootout or a roulette sort of game, then you might have something like this in mind, where you might want to show off to people like this. So, it does good twirlability. It really does have some good twirlability as a whole, but I will suggest that it's probably not always going to be recommended. But either way, the Nanofire certainly does have itself its pros and its cons, as it is in fact considered a part of the Jolt family of blasters. Any blaster that happens to have this shape on the bottom certainly does make it qualified to be part of the Jolt family. It may not bear the exact styling cues, design as a whole, shape of it, the molding. It doesn't really need all of that. But what it does need is this little shape right here, where it's like this, pretty much, as well as one barrel in the front. Sometimes it could have stuff that's chock full on the top, like attachments, dart storage, and the like. And then, of course, you got the priming rod below the grip itself. And that's pretty much that. The Jolt family has been getting really big lately. I could pretty much just name off all the blasters at the top of my head that pretty much came out ever since the Jolt EX1 first hit the marketplace. Starting with the Jolt EX1 itself, it was quite a revolutionary design and a concept for the fact that you could have much smaller blasters with you. And then the Elite lineup brought us another Jolt-like blaster called the Knoll, and then we had the Zombie Strike Blitz, and then we had ourselves the Dartag 2.0 Stingers, which usually came in a little set right here and had different color schemes on it, just like the Nanofire right here. And then you had the Blazer, which is pretty much like the Elite XD variant of it. And then you had the Sonic Ice and Sonic Fire sort of Jolt blasters out there. And not to mention, there was also the Zombie Strike Survival System Coroner. Maybe I'll talk about that some other time. And that blaster pretty much came along with the Scavenger. Not to mention the Modulus Gripper, which had itself the exact opposite of what the attachment point would pretty much be for a tactical rail, as it was made to act like a tactical rail modular add-on as well, kind of like what the Strikefire did with the Dartag 1.0 system itself. And then of course you had all these other variants of the Jolt that it's getting a little hard to keep on track. But that's not to say that it might be the end of the Jolt itself. It was incredible for what it was. And we've been getting lots and lots and lots of new Jolts that it's ridiculous in a way. But overall, I'd say that one blaster pretty much changed the world in a good way. And we were able to get some different versions of them. But the thing is, this right here is just one of those more recent examples of the Jolt itself that happened to really shape the world in a whole new way. So, overall, the Nanofire does pretty good, but I can't really say for sure on that because it is in fact a Jolt blaster. A blaster that happens to have priming rod action on the bottom, one barrel on the top, and then pretty much the option to utilize different things out there like attachments and dart storage, modular like pieces and the like so it can connect to other attachments and the like. But again, it's probably not too much that's worth complaining or probably agreeing on very much, but overall, still is a good blaster for what it is. And being one of the latest in the Jolt family as a whole, it probably may not totally be worth everything out there, but because it's set at a cheap price, you might end up picking one up depending on what you can afford. So that's pretty much going to cut it here, and that's also going to be how much I'll be talking about for today's little segment in Flying with the Foam. But if you want to see more go down on my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.